Good evening, dear friends. My name is Clive Thompson. You've bought your silver? Do you want to know if it's real? I'm going to show you 5 ways to test your silver easily and cheaply, and it will help you find out if the silver you bought. Now, you don't need to use all 5 methods on every piece of silver you've bought, but if you use 2 or 3, your level of confidence will rise a lot. So let's start by looking at the silver we're going to look at. I've got a few pieces of silver here. On the table you can see I've got some silver coins. These are 1 franc pieces. That one is dated 1962. So silver coins, that's a 1 franc piece. So silver coins dated before 1967 from Switzerland are 87.5% silver. And here's another one. Same 1 franc coin, but this one's dated 1958, so it's before 1967, so it's 87.5% silver. And this one is dated 1968. That's the year they stopped putting silver in the coins, so it's not silver, even though it looks absolutely identical to the silver ones. Now, the Swiss coins haven't been changed in over 100 years, so it's quite possible you'll find some real silver ones in your change. Especially as I was looking, I just found I did actually find today in a pocket full of change the 19 this was one I found today in my change. It's a 1962 coin, and yes, that's 87.5% silver. So this coin is worth maybe something like 3.5 times the face value of 1 franc, so it's probably worth 3 francs 50 or something like that. I haven't done the maths precisely. I've also got to test this Liberty coin, American Liberty coin. It says "In God We Trust." It's a 2019 coin, as you can see there, and it's a US coin. And on the back of it, you've got the eagle, United States of America, $1. It's a $1 coin, and it says 1 ounce fine silver in the bottom left-hand corner. Then I've got a coin from Canada here, and you'll notice a bit of dental floss wrapped around it. We're going to explain why that's wrapped around it. This is a werewolf, Canada werewolf. It says fine silver, 2 ounces, argent pur, or pure silver, and the Queen's head should be on the other side. There we are. That's come off anyway, never mind. So there we have the Queen's head. It's a 2021 silver coin, very beautiful, and it's actually quite thick. If you compare it with the American coin, that's the American silver dollar. That's 1 ounce, and this one's 2 ounces. 1 ounce, 2 ounces. So you see it's twice the thickness. Then I'm going to test this silver bar here. It says 1 ounce fine silver. It's an Argo bar, fine silver, 999. Argo is a well-known Swiss bullion manufacturer. It's actually got a picture of a Swiss town on the back. It says Bellizona, that's a town, and Schweiz. Schöne Schweiz. Schweiz means beautiful Switzerland. There's a whole collection of these bars with different things, and actually if you look at the top corner here, up here, you can see it's quite tarnished. Silver tarnishes with time, and strictly speaking you should keep these in a capsule and not touch them with your fingers. What causes silver to tarnish is the sulfur in the air, so the worst thing you can do is put your silver near some boiled eggs, because especially if it's cut in half and the yolk's open, the fumes will come out, and if you put it in a enclosed container with a boiled egg overnight, your silver will literally turn black. You can get it off with a silver liquid, but a lot of people say coins should never be cleaned. A tarnished coin, some people say, is worth a lot more. Next, I've got this. My wife bought these on Sunday. It's a pair of earrings, and I don't know if we can see it, but somewhere, if you get the magnifying glass out, it's written 925. She bought them in a flea market, and I can't see the 925 anymore, but it's there somewhere. The lady who was selling them insisted that they're made of silver. Frankly, I do not believe it. There we are. There's the 925. It's upside down for you. I'll turn it the right way up. 925, but it doesn't say silver. So 925 could mean anything. I don't believe it's silver. I think they're silver plated probably, but they were sold to her as silver. But this was a flea market, and the lady who was selling them just sounded implausible to me. And the last one we're going to test is this 1 kilogram bar from the Cook Islands. Oh, it's marked Cook Islands. Oops, upside down there. There we are. It says fine silver 999, 1 kilo coin. It's called a coin, funnily enough. That's to make it legal tender in the Cook Islands in the year is 2007. Picture of the Queen Elizabeth II, and it says $30, and it says the what mint? The Perth mint? Yeah, it looks like it was made in the Perth mint. I'm not sure if that's what it says, but what worries me about this bar is you see it seems to be two colours. It seems to have a layer there and a different layer there. So it's very important that I test this bar as silver. It wasn't a lot of money when I bought it, but it's worth nearly 1,000 Swiss francs now. So quite important that I test it now just to see if it's real. Not much I can do about it because I bought it many years ago, but I'm going to show you how to test it. So one of the first tests you could do, let's switch that back, the camera back to where we were. One of the first tests you could do is called the magnet test. Now, there's a funny thing about silver. It's not magnetic, but it's not completely non-magnetic if it moves across a magnet. So silver will behave in a funny way as it moves across a magnet, and I'm going to demonstrate that to you now. So let's just move my coins out of the way, and I'll take the pieces one by one, and I'll show you how we're going to test it. All right, so here I have a magnet. I've mounted it on a block. That's a block of wood, and the block of wood is at 45 degrees, so the magnet's sliding down 45 degrees. And when I slide a coin down it, you'll see the difference between the silver coin and the non-silver coin. So let's just bring back that screen so you can see closely what happens. And I'm going to take these three coins. I can't remember which one's the silver one and which ones are not, but let's run them down. The first one's going down. Watch what happens. Goes straight down, very fast. The second one, slowly down. That's silver. And the third one, that swings round to the left, it's just slowly down. So now we can tell which one's silver. So I'll just do that again. So I'll take the first coin. That's swings around, it sort of goes around the edge of the thing, or if it goes through the middle, it'll go very slowly. So that is definitely silver. And just to show you, it is the, what year is it here? 1962, before 1967, it means it's silver. So that we know is silver. Now we'll take the next coin. I'm not looking at it. I don't know what it is. We'll drop it down the magnet through the middle. Oh, it goes straight down, very fast. It's not silver. See how fast it moved? Let's just check that's after 1967. Yep, exactly. That's the 1968 coin. So I'll put that to one side. And now we've got the last coin, which must be silver. We had two before 1967. Watch this. Did you see it went round the edge? When I dropped it, it went down the edge. Let's do it again. Slowly but surely. If I drop it back through the middle, it goes slowly. I can't get it through the middle. Let's try again. Try again. And I'll just take the non-silver coin to demonstrate that to you again. See how fast the non-silver coin goes down? Like a rocket. So that's not silver. We'll just test the other coins here. This is the 2 ounce coin, the werewolf coin from Canada. That swung round, it goes round the edge, so that's silver, or at least it's indicative of silver. It's not a guarantee that it's silver, but at least if it sticks to the magnet, it's definitely not silver, and if it goes straight down very fast, it's not silver. This is the American Eagle, and I know it's silver. I'll just double check it. There you are. It goes round the edge like that, which means the magnet is reacting with the silver. So that's silver. And I've got this little silver bar. It's the 1 ounce bar with the Belizona picture on the back. And we'll test that. And again, you see how it goes slowly. Not at all like the non-silver coin. Now this big one, it's too heavy. I can't test that on this magnet. It won't work. But we've got other tests to do. So that was my very first test. But the next test we're going to do is called a surface test. And for that, I use a diamond tester. Here's my diamond selector or tester. And you have to adjust it, calibrate it. I've already calibrated it. And I'll put the 3 Swiss coins, one of which is not silver, and we'll test them. So I believe this one is the 1958 coin, and we'll see what happens when I put the diamond tester on it. That's silver. It's 87.5% silver from the... That one's silver. And now we go to the last one. It's not silver. Turn it over. It's not silver. Go back to the middle one. That's silver. Sorry, just touch it. Silver. And we'll also test the silver pieces here. That silver bar. We'll push that there. See immediately it's silver. The werewolf coin. Silver. The whoops. Are we still there? Yeah. the Liberty coin. It's silver. And last but not least, the silver bar. So, but this is just testing the surface. It doesn't tell me what's underneath. It just tells me that the surface is a pure metal. I can test the earrings as well. If they're silver plated, it'll beep. Let's just see. So probably silver plated. This is probably chrome, so it's not silver plated. Test it. Nope, no reaction. Let's test this. It's a scale, metal scales. Nope. So those are the metal things I've got lying around. So as you can see, the silver tester tells us whether the surface is made of a pure metal. It doesn't tell us it's silver. It tells us whether the surface is pure. That's all. So it could be any metal. It'd probably react to pure copper. In fact, let me see if I can find a Cupro Nickel coin here. Here's a copper coin. We'll just test that one. I don't know if it's pure or not, but we'll see what happens. So that's pure copper. So it doesn't tell you that it's silver, but it does tell you if it's pure. Now the next test we're going to do, and this is a very straightforward one, it's to test the weight of a coin. So when you get a coin, you need to have a set of scales. This is I've got 2 sets of scales here. This one and this one. The small one says, if I turn it over, it says it's good for coins up to 200 or weights up to 200 grams. And the large one, it says on the front, it's good for up to 2,000 grams or 2 kilograms. So we'll be using them for different purposes. But first I'm going to use the very small scale, and I'll turn it on. There we are. Oops, I don't know if you can see that. It says the batteries are flat. Not quite. It'll probably give me enough power. Right, I take the 1 ounce coin. I'm going to weigh it. I'll read it off to you. Don't just see it. It says it's 31.15 grams, which is 1 ounce exactly. I'll take the 2 ounce coin and weigh it. And it says it's 62.30 grams, 1 ounce exactly. The reason it's not 62.2 exactly is because an ounce of silver is 31.1035 grams, and there's a little bit of base metal in these coins. These Swiss coins should be 5 grams, and it's come out exactly 5.00. This one, let's see what that one weighs. This one weighs, that's not the silver one, it weighs 4.32, so it's not the weight of silver. Yeah, that's the 1968 coin, and that one should be 5 grams. It actually says 4.99, good enough. And then this is the 1 ounce bar, it should weigh 31.1035 grams, or maybe slightly more. 31.14. The extra little bit is because there's always another base metal slightly mixed in, because it's only 99.9% pure. Let's weigh we can't weigh the kilogram bar here, but we've got the other scales, so I'll just do that with the other scales and put it on. And what's the reading? It says 10065. Again, that extra little gram or two is due to the fact it's 99.9% pure. Right, so next test we're going to do is what's called the weight and size test. And that's a very easy test. If you've got a coin, all you do is look up the size test. We did the weight test. You're going to look up the size on the internet. So if I look at the internet, I can find the size of every coin. So that one, it'll tell me that it's a certain size. I can't remember what it was, but I have checked it. And just to make sure, I use a pair of Callipers. In fact, I think it was a 38 coin. So I'll just put the Callipers there. And yeah, you can see it says, it fits there. It's 38 millimeters wide. I can also measure it that way if I want. I'm not going to do that now. And the Liberty coin, in this case, again, this will correspond to the official specifications. It says 40.50 millimeters wide. So when you're looking at a coin, you do need to see if the weight and the diameter and the width this way corresponds to the official specification. There's no reason why it wouldn't, but just double check that. That's an important point. Next, I'm going to show you we've something called the ping test, and I'm only going to do it with one coin to save time. For that, you need a mobile phone, which is here it is, mobile phone. And to do the ping test, you go to an application, which I'm just going to now. It's called Precious Coin Tester. Let me show you what that looks like. 1, 2, 3. So I don't know if you can see it. It's oops, we got out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So it's the one on the top left called Precious Coin Test, top in the top corner. Precious Coin Test. So what I'm going to do with that, I click on it and I'm going to test the American Silver Eagle. It's already set up to American Silver Eagle there. I think there you can see that at the bottom. And it's set up to 2019, which is the year of this coin here, the American Eagle. Right, so what I'm going to do to test it is what's called a ping test. Just turn the phone turned off for a second there. Go back into it. So the ping test, for the ping test you need something to grip the coin. It's not essential. This is my coin gripper and a wooden prong. Again, not essential. You can do it with your fingers, but personally I prefer to do it with the grippers. So I put the coin in the grippers like that. As you can see, it's in the grippers. And then I'm going to strike it with the thing. It'll make a ping sound. But my telephone is going to tell me if the sound is real. So the first thing I'm going to do is I found the coin here. So that's the coin. It's the if you look down here, it says American Silver Eagle bullion coin, 31.1 grams, 40.6 millimeters wide. So in order to do that, I'm going to touch down here where it says check. That button there, check. So I do check, and it's now listening for the ping. So what I'll do, I'll strike the coin, and it actually says it failed. That's probably because I was talking when I did it. Let's try again. And it says it passed. So if you can see that, it says passed, and it's got 3 stars. The estimated purity is at least 90%, and the 3 stars at the top it says passed in green, and then the 3 stars in yellow. So that tells me that this coin has a pure ping sound. If I put a different size coin in, or a different year, it might not pass. And I've tested it with fake coins. The fake coins just do not pass, I can tell you. So it works very well as a ping test. Now what the ping test tells you is whether the metal has the ping sound of silver of that particular size. So each coin has got a different size, and it checks if it's the ping sound of silver for that size. Now if the ping sound comes out differently and it's not recognized, it means the coin could be filled with another metal. So when you're using this coin ping tester, the actual name is, check the name. When you're using that, what's it called? Precious coin test. When you're using precious coin test, you need to put in the precise name of the coin and whether you're looking at the silver or the gold version. If you put in the precise name of the coin, the year, and whether it's silver or gold that you're looking at, and then ping the coin, if it's pure metal, if it's the correct metal, it will tell you so. If it's not, you'll get a fail. Now the last test is perhaps the most complicated, but it's also the most accurate, and that's called the specific gravity test. So what do you need to do it? You need some items to do it. You need a beaker of water. That's a small beaker of water. You can probably see the liquid splashing around in it. I also have a large beaker of water, which I'm going to need. This is actually an old milk bottle, but you see it says lait frais, but it's actually full of, I don't want to tip it too much, but it's actually full of water here. Yeah, you can see the water just. So I've got the large beaker for the heavy bar and the small beaker for the light bar. All it is a beaker with water. The other thing you need when you're going to do this are your scales, because we're going to be looking at the weight with the weight of the bar and the weight of the bar and the water in the bar. We'll get to that in a second. I'll show you how to do it. You also need a pocket calculator, and there's your I've got a calculator on the screen there, so I'm ready to go with my calculator. And last but not least, you need to have some dental floss. Basically, any sort of dental floss will do. It doesn't have to be satin. I've got satin this time. Actually, the satin is not a very good one. I'd use the string dental floss if I was you. It's better. Now, how are we going to test this? Well, what you do, you first of all take your coin and weigh it. Well, we've already weighed it. We know it's 1 ounce. It's 31.15 grams. We measured that already. So 31.15. I'll just put that into the calculator so I don't forget the number. So here we go. Where's the calculator? There it is. Calculator. 31.15 So that's the weight of my coin, 31.105. Next, I'm going to see how much, let's open the scale, we're going to see how much the beaker of water, we're going to not see how much the beaker of water weighs. I'm going to zero the scale. So here we have the scale. I'll put the beaker of water on it, and then I have to press the tare button. Which one is it? I think this one, isn't it? And it says 0, 0, 0. Next, I take the coin, and I've done a little hangman's noose here at the end. So I'm going to put the coin into the hangman's noose. The hangman's noose, some people call it a slip knot, I think. I think that's the same thing. But that's basically the sort of knot which tightens when you pull it. When you pull it, it tightens. I'm pulling it now, so you can see. And when it's tight and holding, I want to make sure it's going to be holding. It's not quite holding yet. Got to get right in the middle so it won't fall in the water. There we are. Now I'm going to dangle this in the water, and I'm making sure it doesn't touch the sides and it doesn't touch the bottom. And I'm taking the reading in grams, and it says it's 2.96. So 2.96. So what I'm now going to do is, on my calculator, take the old number, divided by 2.96, 31.15 divided by 2.96, and I should get something close to 10.5, which is the specific gravity of silver. So I'll do the divide sign. So we go to divide here, divided by 2.96 equals 10.52. So pure silver is 10.49. So 10.52, it's within the margin of error. If you get 1, 2, 3% margin of error, that's perfectly fine. But if you get 10 or 20%, then it's not pure silver. And we can, just to tell you, sterling silver, which is 92.5% pure, would be 10.36. And %90 pure silver would be 10.31, and well, actually that would be no, what they call about 10.3, and so that's basically tells us how much the silver content is. So in this case, we saw what I was going to repeat what I did. It's the weight of the coin divided by the weight in water. And that you divide weight of coin by the weight in water, and you should get a figure close to 10.5. And if you do, it's silver. The exact number would be 10.49, but obviously the weight slightly changes according to the temperature of the room. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this very heavy silver bar that we looked at. So we'll come back to that. Here's the heavy silver bar. It's a chunky thing, and here's my jug of water. So what we're going to do, first of all, I've got the dental floss wrapped around the bar. I'm going to take the scale. Now this time I need the scale, which can go up to 2 kilograms. I'll turn it on. I've already weighed the bar, but we'll just do it again to make absolutely sure. It says the weight is 1,006 grams. 1,006 grams. That's important to know because we're going to use that in our calculator. So I'll immediately put that into the calculator. So we go over here. 1,006 grams. Okay. And now we're going to come back and put the water onto the scale. The scale's going to be here. So water goes on the scale, I'll just turn it that way. And I'm going to press the tare button. Which is, that's on, that's off, that's tare. And it now says 0.00. And now I'm going to suspend. It's very heavy. Well, I don't want it to come off, it's come off a bit. I don't want it slipping. I'm going to suspend this in the water and see what the new weight is. It mustn't touch the sides or the bottom. There we are, it's floating in the water, not touching anything, and it says it's what is it, 95, I'd say 95.5. Oh, good. The dental floss broke. That's why I would have used string, not nylon, and not the plasticky stuff. Anyway, 95.5. So we go back to the calculator and divide by 95.5. So divide by 95.5. And now we get the moment of truth. Is it silver? 10.53. That's close enough to 10.49. It's silver. So those were the 5 tests that we did to check if the coins and the bars are silver. We could have done them all of the tests on all of the coins, but I didn't do everything. Oh yes, we forgot one thing, didn't we? Ah yes, my wife's earrings that I think must be fake, even though they say 925 silver. So let's do that and see what the result is. So turn the scales on, place the water on it, press tare. It now says 000, and I'll take the string from here and put it round one of the earrings. Oh, no, first I've got to weigh the earring, haven't I? Let's start with tare, put it back to tare. So weighing the earring, it's 2.76 grams. So we go over to the calculator and we'll put in clear 2.76. That's the weight of the earring on the calculator. So that's 2.76, actually saying 2.73 now. Just check that, yep, weight again, 2.74. So somewhere between 2.73 and 2.76. Now we'll put the water, the little jug of water on here, and press tare, brings it to 0. And then I'm going to take the dental floss and we'll hang the earpiece in. Now if it's silver, we'll see. Let's see what the weight is here. Suspended, it's not touching the sides. It says 0.36. So we'll go back to the calculator. And we'll divide it. Divided by 0.36. So if it's 925 silver, which is what, so that should come out as an answer of 10.36, but I know it's not already, equals 7.66. So it is definitely not silver. She's unfortunately been conned, as I suspected, which is rather sad. But so what this is it's basically silver plated, but Cupro nickel inside. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe for many more videos, And yes, if you've got any questions, I'll try and answer them. Maybe you've got some other ways to test your silver. Please put them in the comments if you do. Otherwise, happy to answer your questions. And you can also write to me on LinkedIn if you wish. Thanks very much, everybody, and goodbye.